This conference will now be recorded.
Hello all, welcome to performance testing using NeoLoad, and this time we are going to look at two different protocols. Right, one is HTTP, which is the usual web protocol that we always use work with, hypertext transfer protocol. Okay, and the other one is Real Browser Protocol. Real Browser Protocol is a browser-based protocol which is just recently came out with Tricentis has launched this last November, and it is an interesting protocol. And usually this is used to target on the applications with, let's say, a single page complex applications, and some other uh, area. The real browser is used. Okay, so before we get into it, so I would like to introduce about myself. So know your instructor. So I'm Naveen. have I'm a certified expert in NeoLoad, and I have worked across different domains like retail, banking, finance, insurance, healthcare, pharma, telecom, and so on. I have over 900 hours of live training experience. Okay, so what you can expect from this course? So benefits. So there is going to be a live Q&A sessions where you can clarify your questions. So a specific window is given for every session towards end of it, where the floor is open just for clarifying the questions and answers. Of course, all the sessions are recorded, and all these sessions will be given a lifetime access to you. So there will be a separate handout, and other materials will be created, okay, just for all the learners who enrolls it. They'll be given access to the uh, sessions and also some materials. Okay, of course, this is another important benefit: live troubleshooting sessions. Okay, in case if you are stuck with any technical challenge, let's say in scripting or setting up scenario or anything on the configuration, you're unable to proceed. What we will do is I will make you a presenter. You can share your screen, and we can do a live troubleshooting on that. Um if you think it cannot be shared, we can also have a separate session. Only thing is this live troubleshooting sessions or Q&A sessions, all it creates a good opportunity, learning opportunity for everybody, including myself. Okay, of course, towards end of this course, I will be conducting a dedicated session just on how you can approach and clear professional certification. Okay, um, so there are certain nitty-gritties where I will be sharing how you can approach, and maybe in two attempts you will be able to clear it, but then it needs certain hands-on, and yeah, so I'll be uh, guiding you on this, how to clear the certification also. Okay, course content, what all the content that you can expect. Okay, so I'm just a high level idea on this. Okay, performance testing concepts we'll be discussing on throughout the sessions. We'll be discussing on various PT concepts, neoload features and functionalities. We're learning about this, and protocol support. So there is both HTTP and real browser protocol support. Okay, so we'll be discussing most into both, and practical demonstration and hands-on. Most of the sessions will be of hands-on. Okay. Yes, somebody wanted to say something.
Yeah,
Anybody
hi.
has any? Yes.
Yeah. So I think we can do mobile performance testing also, right? Using NeoLoad, right?
Yes, we can do. Mobile
Yeah.
is also
So
possible.
this part also we are covering here, like these separate
No,
course.
no,
Okay.
no, no.
Okay.
Mobile
Yeah.
is not covered. See,
Okay.
I'm getting to this. So what all the topics that are covered,
Uh-huh.
I will show you. I will walk you through. Okay.
Sure, sure, sure. Thanks.
Okay.
Hi, Naveen.
Uh,
This is Ramji.
yeah. Hi.
Yeah.
Yes, Ram.
Yeah. Are you going to cover like Citrix protocol and SOAP protocol in your?
No, only HTTP and real browser is going to be covered in this session
Okay.
in this course. Okay.
Okay. Okay. That session is separate, right?
Which one?
Citrix and SOAP.
Citrix. See, for to work with Citrix protocol,
Yeah.
there are certain infra requirement. Okay,
Okay.
like you would need a Citrix application installed or
Okay.
something that you have to work. So it has certain infrastructure requirement.
Okay.
Um, so that is not covered actually. So I will show
Okay.
you
And
what is covered as a part of this course. Okay, even with
oh,
HTTP, right? HTTP also has a lot of things. So
yeah.
see, even with the Isha, right? There are different kind of sessions. Okay,
Okay.
that is
Okay.
only covering HTTP and only covering real browser with some more additional topics. There is HTTP with NeoLoad Web, that is a SaaS version,
Okay.
like that. There are different combinations. So this time it's like we are covering only
Okay.
HTTP and real browser protocol.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yes. So further, let's hello. Can anybody please confirm if you can hear me?
Yeah, I mean, one just one thing, one question.
I got disconnected. Yes, yes, yeah. Tell me.
Are we covering the load testing?
All kinds of testing. Yes. Yes. See, let me allow me to complete so that I would like to open the floor for questions. Maybe
Okay,
after once I come to a logical conclusion.
okay.
Okay. Fine. So, course content, what all the course content you can expect from this course? So there will be a minimum of 4 sessions per week. Uh, Maybe if time permits, if everything goes well, we will also cover 5 sessions per week. Okay. Each session is going to be between 1 to 1.5 hours, and can expect between 18 to 20 sessions. Okay. And of course, we also have an optional practical lab sessions towards the weekend. This is only for who are really starting their career with performance. Maybe it is required for them, but for laterals who already have some few years of IT industry experience, maybe it is not required for them. Okay, fine. So before we get into this, I would like to show you uh, the course content, right? So yes, let's look at this. Okay, so both HTTP and real browser will be covered. Okay, in recording, so we'll be going through different kinds of recording. One is we'll use HTTP recording, and then there is real browser recording. Under real browser recording, there are two kinds: CSS and also XPath selector recording. Even with real browser, there is also a focused and non-focused. So I haven't mentioned all this, uh, else it will become too clumsy. So we'll be learning about it. So if I open this, right, so this is the previous batch. Okay, so these many scripts we will be creating. Okay, so as you can see, there is focused, non-focused, there is CSS and XPath. will be having a clear uh, difference. Okay, and design, under design will learn about user path, components of user path, and this correlation, right? Correlation is only applicable for HTTP. Okay, so I will open um, the the previous one. Okay, think. Okay, so as you can see, um, all these are different kinds of correlation. Okay, this auto correlation, automatic configuration, manual correlation, advanced correlation, randomization, all this will be learning. And this is on the, I think some of you may know already about what is a correlation. Correlation is handling the dynamic value that is returned from the server. Okay, so we'll be learning about it. Assertions, how you can assert the script, and different kinds of assertions. We'll be learning about all this. And variable manager, different kinds of variables. So if I go here, so we'll be creating all kinds of variables. You see this, right? There is current date, uh, and many other. There is password, there is constant string, random string, all of them. Okay, we'll be learning about them. Building a population, so how can set up, build a population. So having we'll be creating few populations and then work with that. Monitors and connectors, how a monitoring agent can be set. Okay, a sample monitor can be created. What are the performance counters? We'll be learning about that. Runtime, so this was the, I think somebody was asking the question on this, right? Whether if we do load test, not just load test, we will also explore all kinds of tests. Okay, performance testing is not just about load testing, although load test is kind of synonymous to performance test. But under performance testing there are different kinds of performance testing. Okay, there is smoke test, load test, high load test, which is like 40-50% increased load compared with the peak load. Endurance test, which is for checking the stability of the system, or it's usually run for prolonged uh, duration. Stress test is to break the system. Peaks test is to alternate between a minimum and maximum user load. Spike test is to simulate uh, a spike or introduce a spike in the user load, something like this. Okay, we'll be creating this. Capacity is to understand the system under different user load. So all this we'll be learning. And not just that, we'll also do few rounds of executions. Okay, so whenever I go to this results, right, something happens. This font keeps changing. Okay, so these executions were done very recently, as you can see, right? Just last month it was done. And we do different kinds of executions, right? uh, so with different policies. So we'll be learning about all this advanced settings, the configurations, the population parameters, each and every tab that you see here. And same with the results, all these values, graphs, and okay. So for some reason there is a, I'm facing some power issue. It is on and off. Anyway, so let me continue. So we'll be learning all of this. So I'll get back to the content. So monitors, runtime, as I said, creating a scenario, some of the advanced parameters, various types of scenarios is the different kinds of executions that I just showed you. How we can execute the test. Of course, license management, how you can procure license, a trial license, how you have to set it up, and using a little bit on the NeoLoad web, creating an access token, configuring it within the NeoLoad, and of course results. So there are different kinds of options here. So as you can see, there is statistics, SLA profiles, filter options, comparisons, importing a monitoring data, generating a report. uh, we- Everything is covered. Okay, from the uh, development, script development perspective. So if I start with the recording, as you can see, there are different protocols, right? There is web and real browser. We'll be only learning about web and real browser. SAP GUI and Citrix is not included as a part of the session. Okay. Any questions?
No.
No? Okay.
Yeah, I have one question.
Yes.
So in the HTTP protocol, we are doing the correlation, right? It is similar to Jmeter or like what? Like here, I mean, we had to do some certain tweaks to identify the dynamic value.
See, when you say, is it similar to Jmeter?
Jmeter in the sense,
Uh,
I'm just referring the
how
extractor only. Yeah, we
which
are writing
extractor?
some
So there are two extractors, boundary extractor and regular
no
expression extractor.
normal regular expression extractor only. There we are using
Okay,
some curly braces and all right. Dot plus
correct.
question mark. So is it similar
Yes,
to
yes.
that? Like we need to do some tweaks.
It is
So
very
taking an
similar. In fact,
yeah.
yes. Tell me.
Okay, if I take an example, like I mean, I have created one Jmeter script. Okay, there I have created like correlations and all. Can I copy and
Mhm.
paste it here? So will it work here? I think no, right? We have to do some tweaks, I guess.
No, no, no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
No, no. See, if you are
yeah.
working, if you are purely working with regular expressions,
Mm-hmm.
then regular expression is kind of it's the same thing for a. It doesn't matter which tool that you are
Yeah,
working with. Okay, it is
right,
in a way it is more or less it is the same thing. Okay, regular expression is a fundamental of any correlation, any handling. If you are handling a
right,
dynamic value, regular expression is the fundamental. Okay,
right.
so we'll discuss about that, but
Sure.
there will be like some slight difference. Okay,
Okay, got it. Got it.
some difference is always is going to be there. Okay,
Okay, okay.
but you cannot directly migrate or do something like what you just told. That
Yeah, got
may not
it.
be possible, but NeoLoad has its own what do I say? Both positives, pros and cons.
Okay.
Okay, that we will discuss. We can also do some comparison. Okay, so I'm just creating a new project. Okay, so this is how we can create a new project. You can go to file and click on new and then create a new project. Okay, so let's also look at what is a real browser, right? Uh, some of you may want to quite keen about it. So real browser protocol. So real browser technology is based on mouse clicks and keystrokes. Okay, it is kind of equivalent to true client web. Has anybody worked on true client web on LoadRunner?
Yes, I have experience.
Uh, okay, so so real browser is very similar to it. So why
Yeah, yeah.
uh, I'll come back to why real browser. So real browser abstracts away all the protocol scripting complexity. Okay, so what is this protocol scripting complexity? Can you please go on mute? I'm hearing some. Yeah. So when we look at protocol scripting complexity, so let's take HTTP protocol. What could be complexity that we find it in HTTP? So there are different challenges that we will find. Okay, there can be challenges with the embed URLs. There could be challenges with in sending the current date timestamp. Okay, of course, most of the challenges is usually associated with handling the dynamic values that is returned from the server. Okay, real browser will will not get into any of these challenges because it is based on how a real user or a browser navigates uh, the elements that it sees in the web page. um, with real browser protocol, it helps in rapid test development, that is end to end performance test suite can be developed and executed in few hours time. Okay, that is a big positive about real browser. So the scripts are highly resistant to the application volatility. So when I say application volatility, I'm referring to the business logic volatility. If some business logic changes, if some business logic happens or some changes happens in the business logic, what happens? The HTTP script starts failing. Okay, there is a high possibility that HTTP is kind of volatile to business logic changes, but real browser is not volatile to that. Okay, but there is one downside. Real browser is going to use, there is, you can see, a high memory and CPU cost for execution. Okay, so what is with HTTP protocol? HTTP protocol works based on entire request and its corresponding response. Okay, so the complexity, as I said, will mostly will find it in handling the dynamic values, and it is highly volatile to the business logic. So let's get started with one recording. Okay, today we will record. So let's say JPEG RB. Okay, so let's go with real browser. Okay, so I'm enabling this real browser option. Okay, and for now I will keep this default. I will not fidget around anything on this. Okay, I'll just simply click OK. So this has invoked or launched a recording bar. Okay, as you can see this, there is pause button, there is stop button, these are the containers, and there is a field for transaction and other options we will see. Okay, and in the back end, as you can see, there is a you see this, right, a blue color, a chromium. Okay, this is a testing framework. Okay, so this Chrome is different from this Chrome. Okay, I'm just copying. So let me launch. Okay, I'm typing in the transaction, pasting it, launching it. Okay, so I have launched. Now I would like to maybe go to click fish. Okay, I'll just simply click. Say I'll click fish on this side. Okay, there is no power, guys. I might lose my turn off. So click. Uh, so let's say click docs on docs. Reptiles. I will just stop it now, or main menu, into main menu. Okay, and then I will stop it. Thing is, my laptop is little weak. There is no power. So you see this, right? Real browser. I'm clicking on next. I'll just keep everything as default and click on finish. Okay. So this is the script that we will get it when we work with real browser. Okay. As you can see, the scripts are very different. You will not see any request or something. All these are real browser actions. You see this, right? A blue, sorry, a white document with blue ball, like earth type ball. This is of real browser actions. Okay, there are different kinds of actions. We will learn some of the actions, some of the important real browser actions, and how we can take advantage of these actions and work with that. Okay, we will learn about it. Okay, so this is just a recording I have done, and I would like to maybe replay this. Okay, so I'm bringing up the check user path, and then simply click on start checking, definitely there is a high chance that my system may go down. Okay, so if we try to replay this, it's going to replay. So there is um, no issue of or no challenges on correlation. Okay, but then with real browser we have different kinds of challenges, and modifying, how we can modify the script, how we can enhance the script, that all we will learn. So what happens now, you see this, right? The same testing framework, it is getting launched, and you can see there is a all those red, you see this, right? It just went ahead and then uh, continued and executed. Okay, let me play the think time and enable the rendering. Okay, now let's see how it will go. So again, this is going to launch uh, a testing framework, that is the Chromium. So I think some of you may aware of both head and headless mode. I am not sure if you're aware of it. So right now it is running in with head mode. Okay, when we are checking the user path, it will run with head mode. When we are doing the executing, when we are going with the execution, it will run without a head mode, like headless mode. Yeah. Does anybody have any experience on automation, Selenium? Right,
Yes.
let us know.
Even I know like head and headless.
Yes. So I think you can relate it, right? What I'm trying to tell. So it's the same thing.
Yeah. I've done this
Correct.
in Jmeter actually. Driver.
Uh-huh. So with Jmeter,
Yeah.
have you used any plugins or
Yeah. The same approach only I have done. Okay. But that is like a Chrome driver config. JDBC Chrome driver config. Similarly, like it is a
oh,
true client protocol to Jmeter using Chrome driver
okay,
config plugin.
interesting. So as you can see, the web page has launched, and now it is going by one transaction, like the way exactly how it got recorded. So how much time I spent, the same time it is trying to replicate, and it is trying to move from one transaction to another transaction. Okay, so yes, so this is a real browser protocol. Okay, so in the upcoming session I will also demonstrate to you on recording an HTTP protocol, and then I will, so throughout the sessions, right? So we will be seeing or we will be learning the difference between these two different protocols. Okay, so which protocol we have to select on which application, what is best suited, and what are the infra requirement that we may see for real browser. We will be discussing all this, and of course we will also discuss about some of the standards throughout the sessions. We'll be learning about scripting standards, naming standards, scenario standards, configuring, best practices, guidelines, all of them. Okay, so I just so the thing is I'm running out of juice, uh, although it says 35% remaining. I may lose. So I would like to open the floor for questions. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know.
Yeah. So
Hmm?
here, I mean, we can put the conditions, right? We can able to put the conditions like whether the element is interactable or not, visible or not, visible or not. We can able to use
Whether
those
the
conditions
element,
here. In the, no. What I'm saying is, I mean, sometimes the page will be completely loaded, but we cannot able to click on that button, right? So for that one, we need to put some conditions, right? Wait until object clickable, visible. Okay, wait for fully page load. Something we have to. We can write, right?
correct.
Implicitly
See,
wait. I'm talking about.
correct. See, another thing is,
Yeah. Can we
you
able?
cannot expect the same exact feature that you get it in LoadRunner. there will be certain
Okay.
limitations
Okay. Yeah.
that we will learn. Okay, so that, okay,
Hmm.
yeah,
So we cannot able to validate. We cannot able to put those conditions, right? You meant to say?
we can, no, what I'm saying is, see now,
Uh-huh.
you are now directly comparing with LoadRunner. Okay, some feature you will see it, some of them you will not see it.
Hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
so that see
Okay.
all, your, at the end of the day, the requirement is to validate the request, right, or validate the response
Right.
of that particular page, correct? Validation can be
Right.
done, but it is just not like the same
Okay.
way how you will do it in LoadRunner or in other tools. This
Hmm.
is this is a different way.
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
So any other questions? Anybody? Varun, do you have anything?
No, for today's class, but yeah, actually, I'm I'll be working on NeoLoad in my project, but
Mm-hmm.
currently I'm doing hands-on. So
Yep.
while doing hands-on, right, I'm facing certain challenges like one thing I'm exactly I don't know how to identify the dynamic values in order to correlate. Second, after running the user path, so
Mm-hmm.
certain request will be failed. So for failed request, we need
Correct.
to correlate, right, in order to fix that. So after
Correct.
correlation, when I run the user path, that is failing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the problem I'm facing.
Sure, sure. See, we will learn these things, right, as we progress. So when we reach this correlation, you will have like different options. As you can see, right, NeoLoad, I haven't seen any other tool which has these many correlation options, right? There is auto correlation, automatic configuration, manual correlation. Anyway, we will do. There is advanced correlation, different options. So you will have a different method to handle these dynamic values. So I will that we will learn as we progress. Okay, or if
Okay,
it is urgent, we can also get into a troubleshooting session, and I will guide you how you can uh, you know solve the scripting issues.
sure, sure. Thank you.
Okay, so any other questions, anything on the sessions or so yes, public holidays and weekends, I don't think there will be a session. So we will be, so it is understood by default. There won't be any session on public holidays and weekends. And of course, I was asking on the timing. Uh, so if at all, if anybody has any concerns with the timing, can also raise it, or we can discuss this in the group as well, uh, so that anything can be moved, and we can accommodate. Yeah. Okay. Fine then. So I think since this is just a demo, so I want to close it a little earlier. Also, there is no power. Fine. So I'll see you all tomorrow. We will discuss about HTTP in the upcoming session, and then as we progress, we will do some comparison, and then we will continue with all the other aspects. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks for it.
Very nice.
Yeah, thank
Thank you. Thank you all for joining. I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.
thank you.